How are you today? In tonight's video, I thought we could talk a bit about my last trip to London, which was 4 days ago. I'm going to do a soft spoken video, but I've had a bit of a cold lately, so I can't really talk loud, so it's probably going to be between a soft spoken and a whisper, and I hope that's okay for you. So first, I thought I would show you what I brought from London. I only bought a few things just to use as a trigger because I went there only with a carry-on suitcase and I couldn't really buy anything, no clothes, and I wasn't so keen onto buying like magnets or things that you would that are not very necessary. I'm trying to buy less of those things that are not that you would just keep and not really use, if that makes sense. I'm either going to buy something that I'm really going to keep for a while, like a piece of clothing, good quality, otherwise, or like decoration or furniture for the house that are made with a natural material, like good quality heavy wood, or like a beautiful piece of art or painting that I might like, or a good, like a lamp, or a beautiful sculpture that I would love to keep. But other than that, I'm trying to not buy too many things, because I feel that's all we do when we travel overseas. Is when it's in a city, we just walk around and we really want to buy everything, right? And it's normal and it can be really enjoyable. But I have done that for quite a while, and I'm now trying to just buy things that are necessary or that you can use, like cream, food, but I'm trying not to keep as much things, like little bips and bobs that are not very necessary after all, and that would just take the dust in the corner of a room at my house. Obviously, I'm not judging anyone and any expenses that anyone make, and I'm not perfect, but that's just the way that I travel now, as much as I can. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to show you first the few things that I've got, and then we'll do a little storytelling of my trip to London, how it was, what I did, and I'll show you a few videos if you want. I know you're having trouble to sleep. I know you're sometimes having rough days, so just try to focus on my voice, on the sounds that I would be making. And that's it. So the first thing that I got is this little pack of candy. These are called Percy Pig, I believe. It's Percy Pig. And I got them at Mark and Spencer. And I was with a friend of mine. And she told me that you could find these only in London. I mean, only in the UK, pardon me. So I don't know if that's true. I haven't verified this information, as I wasn't sure on how important it was to make sure that this was a real information. But we do not have them in France, that's a sure thing. And apparently she doesn't have them in Australia. So I got a little pack of it. And it's made with real fruit juice. So very healthy, obviously. It says no nasty artificial colors or flavors. And it says Percy Pig is a registered trademark of Mark and Spencer in the United Kingdom. Percy Pig shape and appearance are trademarks of Mark and Spencer supplier. And it is vegan. Should we have one of these? I think we should. Let's open it. It smells like fruit. And that's the look. Little pig. Little pink pig. Little pink pig. Is it squishy in any way? Doesn't really make any interesting sounds to me, but you tell me. I'm going to pop this back over here, and we're going to eat our little pig. Interesting. It's actually really good. Okay. Wow. I wasn't expecting it to be really good like this. 8 out of 10. Love this kind of little candy. It's really good. Reminds me of the Haribo candy that has an egg shape, but it's better because it has this little fruity, juicy taste, I would say. That's really good. I'm gonna have a little sip of tea now. I caught a little cold in London. I mean, I guess I was quite tired because I've been going to Paris for my birthday 3 weeks ago. And in Paris, while celebrating my birthday, I got as a present, two tickets to see a concert that was the next week. So I came back the next week, and then the week after that I was going to London to see friends that I haven't seen in a few years. That she's from Australia, and she came for a working holiday visa for a year at least, maybe 2 years in London. And so I planned this weekend for quite a while, and I think it was a bit much for me, so I got sick, got a little cold. I got a little cold, and that's okay. Wobbly mic. That's fine. It happens, especially in November. So I'm having my tea. Anyway, next thing. So the next thing that I got is this chocolate from Tony, Chocolonely. And it's apparently, according to my friend again, I'm completely trusting her. I don't know if I should, but apparently Tony's Chocolonely is a brand of chocolates that's very good. I don't know if she told me that it was from the UK, I'm not so sure now. But it's definitely something that people know and buy in the UK and maybe in Australia. I've never seen it in Australia, but I've definitely seen it in the UK a few times. And they have some very good, yummy taste. They have a lot of milk chocolate with almonds, nuts, pistachio, all this kind of little yummy taste that will add a bit of crunch. And they also have this dark almond sea salt. And that's the choice that I made, just because I love sea salt in chocolate. Let's see what it says. Hi there. We are Tony's Chocolonely. We exist to end exploitation in cocoa. Not just the cocoa in our chocolates, but in all chocolates worldwide. The more people join us and share our story, the sooner we'll change the industry, ending forced labor and deforestation in cacao. The choice is yours. Are you in? And it also says, "Hey party animal, this one is vegan." So it's supposed to be ethic as well. There we are. And last but not least, look at her. I got 2 sheets masks. They're both organic. You would have the hydrating mask and this firming mask. I found them in Hackney. Well, it wasn't really in Hackney. It was Broadway Road, close to Hackney, Broadway Markets. And there's an organic shop close to the markets. On Sunday, I think you have the market on Saturday and Sunday. And I went into this organic shop. They had very good choices. And I found these. That are supposed to be pretty good. Let's see how to use it. It says clean your face. It says clean your face. Take out the mask and unfold the whole cotton sheets. Apply the mask sheet to your face. Remove the mask and lightly pat your face to dry. Discard the mask sheets, followed by your skincare routine. And you even have, if you want, a little explanation. So that's everything I got in London. 2 edible things and 2 sheet masks. And it was quite a good trip. I went there to see a friend that I met when I was living in Australia 5 years ago. I lived there from 2018 until 2020. Came back during COVID, I believe. Yeah. And we remain friends. She's from Australia. She's from Mornington, close to Melbourne, from people who know Australia a bit. And we just kept in touch the whole 5 years. And then when she told me that she wanted to come to Europe on a working holiday visa, I was just so excited. I'm just going to carry on with the video, but whispering because I've been coughing a little bit, and I think it's just better for you and for me if I don't try too hard to Thameslink, I think, to London Bridge, and my friend came to pick me up at London Bridge station. She, well, obviously it was a really happy moment to see her. We couldn't stop laughing and hugging. And then we moved. We went to her house. She's in a share house with 2 Aussie girls and 1 girl from the UK. For those who don't know, accommodations in London are very expensive, and it's very common to have a share house, way more than in Paris. I myself, I'm personally from Paris. I've lived there for 25 years, and it's I've been in a share house once in Paris, but it's not such a common thing. It's very common in London, in Australia, and obviously there is some share house in France and in Paris, but not as much. I do not remember having colleagues or friends that were in a share house in Paris. I was in one for like 8 months and it didn't really last. So on the first day we went to Broadway Market, that was 5 minutes away from Hackney. So she was staying in Hackney, which is a very, very cute place. I have to say, I really loved it. This neighborhood, it's north east from London. It's like a 30-minute bus to get to London Bridge from Hackney. And so we went to have a breakfast in the cutesy little neighbor of Broadway Markets, Broadway Road. And then I had an almond decaf and sort of a big plate. We ate at the Batch, for those who know. It's quite cheap and it's really good and really fulfilling. We went into a few shops. We hang around a little bit in Broadway Road, and we went back along the canal. That's really, really pretty. Back home, we took a raincoat, jacket, everything, and we went to London Bridge. We took a few pictures there, and then we started to go for a big walk. The idea was to go to Hyde Park and all the way to Paddington. And so that's what we did. It pretty much took us the whole day. We went to close to Buckingham Palace. We went into a few shops, Harry Potter shop, and sort of this tea shop where you have like a few tea cups, tea pots, and you can taste the teas and the chocolate. So it was really good. We had a few teas and chocolate, and then we kept on walking to Hyde Park. I have been to London a few times before in my life, and it was a pleasure because I've discovered a few things that I didn't know, and it's such a big city that well, to me, and comparing to Paris, it's a very, very big city. And so we really walked a lot, and when we got to Hyde Park, I realized that there is so many squirrels in Hyde Park. I didn't really know about it, so yeah, gets dark by 4 p.m. It's like completely nighttime. It's crazy to me. We don't have this at all in France. And so we wanted to go into a tea shop to just have a warm cup of tea. So we walk all the way until I think it was close to Oxford Street. I think it's Oxford Street. I'm sorry if I mess up a few names. It was a lot of names. Maybe it's Oxton Street. No, I think it's Oxford Street. It's like this big street with all the shops, like big shops and the big mall and everything. And so we went into this hotel that's also has a restaurant where you can have some tea in the evening. It was actually the tea time where you get the full set with tea and little pastries and everything. And I had a chamomile tea, and my friend had, I think, an English breakfast. We stayed there warming up for quite a while, I would say 2 hours. And this is where I discovered that you can say toilet, but you can also say washrooms. I didn't know that, so that was a big discovery for me. And then I went back home with her. We were pretty tired, so we just had a soup and little toast of mozzarella with a tomato that we grilled in the oven with a bit of olive oil and sugar and salt. Sorry, not sugar. I'm not a person that is going to go out or enjoying partying that much. It's just not really my thing. I get quite anxious to meet people that I don't know at all, to have like sort of surface level conversations. It's just not something that makes me very confident and very chill about. So I just wanted to really hang out with this particular friend, and it was amazing. And after that, we went to sleep, and the next day we woke up quite late. We wanted to go and have a rosti. So a rosti is this meal that you would have. Maybe it's the same in the US or in Australia, but it's kind of like on Sunday morning you have a rosti. So it can be in your family house, but it's also in every restaurant. As in France, it's either the brunch on a Sunday or a roasted chicken that you would buy, or that your mom or grandma or grandpa would make. To be honest, it's usually the grandma, but I'm trying to be modern here. So we went to the Columbia Road Flower Market, which was really cute but very busy. I really loved this neighborhood. So yeah, we walked there a little bit, and then we went back to Columbia Road Market, and my friend had a little tartiflette, which is a French dish yeah, it was really a good moment with my friend, and I just love London. Three things that I love a lot about London. First thing I would say is the people. I just really like how the style of people, there's so much less pressure. At least that's what I feel. You can just go to London and you don't have to dress a certain way. You don't have to be elegant. You can just have your own style. That's something that I really appreciate. I feel that people are very stylish and trendy in their own way, and you can be a bit more free. Maybe that's just something that you feel when traveling overseas. You might feel more allowed to be who you want to be. But I feel that anytime that I go to London. Second thing I would say is the architecture of the less touristic areas, meaning that I love all the little neighbors that are not the main center. It's always so cute. Chelsea, Camden, Hackney, and even more further away from the center. There's all these cute little houses, these buildings that would be quite small, like 2 or 3 floors, with red bricks. I just find it to be very charming and very unique, as we only have in Paris the Haussmann architecture. That's very pretty, but it's quite similar in the whole city. And the last thing would be the language. I just absolutely adore to speak in English. I'm trying my best to make myself understandable for English people in general, not only from the UK but from any English speaker. I just love this language. I find it to be very universal, quite easy to pick up, to learn, and it just brings people together to speak in English, because it's this universal language that a lot of people speak, and that if you put your mind to it, you can speak it as well quite easily. So yeah, that's really something that I love when I'm in London. The fact that everyone around me speaks English. Heart shape on that. So I think it's going to be time to sleep now. I've talked enough. I really had an amazing time in London, and it was really good to hang out with you and to tell you all about it. I wish you a very good night. If you have ever visited London, please let me know the things that you discover or that you loved. And it was a pleasure to hang out and talk with you again tonight. I hope this was